You guys know the parable of the sower? I go back to this over and over and over again. The parable of the sower, because in farming parlance, whatever you want to call it, in farming talk, in farming business really, the thing that you pay the most for is not your seed. Your seed is cheap, right? Especially if you're a farmer who's come year after year, you're actually taking seed, you're storing it away from the previous year's crop, and so you're not selling it to make a profit, but you're not buying it, you're saving it, and then you sow it year after year after year. What do you spend money on? You spend money on the multi-million-dollar combine that goes through and it plows the field and it plows the rocks up and it pulls the things out of the dirt that shouldn't be there. Think literally the concrete or the asphalt of our parking lot. You can throw seed on a hard heart time after time after time after time after time. Nothing's going to happen. That seed will never grow anything of substance until you break the asphalt up. If you bust the asphalt of our parking lot up and you were to remove the rocks, and you would probably spend years doing this, at least months doing this, you would put so much money, so much effort into taking and breaking the pavement and pulling the pieces of pavement off and tilling the dirt underneath and pulling up the weeds and pulling up the rocks and pulling everything out. Why? So that you can see a harvest. So that we can pull the cares and worries. Why do we spend money on check-in computers? It's because when a new family walks up, we want them to be able to walk into our church, and like that, they knew that we were coming, or we knew that they were coming. It's an easy process. They meet a smiling face. They walk in. They know where to bring their kids. Why do we spend money on signage? Because we want people to know where to bring their kids. Why? Because if we can remove what the Bible describes as the worries and the cares of this world, what happens? The soil gets better. And when the seed falls into the soil, then the gospel goes deep into people's hearts and it bears fruit. That's why we check kids in. That's why we do Grace Littles. That's why we do K4s. That's why we do JV. It's why we set up small group stuff, and I get slimed and I get pied in the face, and why we do silly games. It's because these things pull rocks out of the soil and they let the gospel go into good soil so that kids can know Jesus. One of my favorite things that I say over and over again, that's not original to me, but it's one of my favorite things, is the best way for a kid to know God is to know someone who knows God. I can look back at my growing up and I can tell you the names. Jennifer and Jennifer, Miss Judy, Mr. Commander Bill, Commander Joe, my Uncle Joe. I can look back, Pastor Jeremy, Pastor Cornell. I can tell you the names of the people who helped me to become who I am today. It's the faith journey of people like us that leads kids into knowing Jesus.